Okay. I think I did that kind of cool. Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Easter. That maybe a lot of us still at church. That's the way that goes for a lot of people. They, do that. And some people, hey, maybe, they were visited by the Easter Bunny. May the Easter Bunny left you some eggs, colored, and all that good stuff. Because with eggs being $9, $10 a dozen, I know I'm exaggerating just a little bit, but golly jeez. Yo, you know it's expensive. You know it is to be coloring some eggs. I ain't the one. But anyway, what's happening, everybody? It's your boy Onyx here at Going Fuller. The music was too loud to understand the introduction. Well, you know what? That's because I'm going to tell you what I did. I was trying to be cool with the Super Mario theme going on, and I didn't adjust it. So that lets me know I need to go in. So let me do a couple of things. Since let's go ahead and take that down there, and take the shame. I was surprising the shameless plug was not maybe do it like that. Hopefully that works out. But if you're a long time viewer, you know what the shameless plug is. Like, share, and subscribe wherever possible. I get it. What's up, my man Fully Geeking? Now, my man Josh, what's happening? Hey, you know what? Let me go ahead. Y'all know I'm wrong for this on Easter. This is the mini Twister Tea, so I ain't knocking people out with it. I'm just maybe tapping them a little bit. Unlike the prices of everything in the world. Let me tell you, it's been one of those things. I had to flip a coin. To decide what I was going to review today. And because I made up for not going to see Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves, and I made sure that I saw the Super Mario Brothers. Let me call it right. The Super Mario Brothers movie. And then I said, well, it is Easter. It's a kind of a calming time. We're supposed to be happy family time. Very religious for a lot of people. And I said, you know what? The safe bet is going to Super Mario, because I'm going to drop a review. I'm going to record it on Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves, because I got to really talk about Dungeons and Dragons. And I got to vent. And I'm a vent without interruption. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to carefully plan out my thoughts. And some of my old school New York crew gonna know about the Dungeons and Dragons, because I used to play that real hard as a youngster. Before, and that's all right. Now look at me, it's a Mario. So let's talk a little bit about the Super Mario Brothers movie. First of all, this week's box office was no joke. Super Mario brought in $146 million $3 this weekend. That's April 7th, 8th, and 9th. Wow. Let me say this again. $146 million. Wow. Now, I am going to throw out there the next two movies that were close to it. Number 2 was John Wick Chapter 4, which I still got to go see John Wick. And Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves, which was number 1 last week. Okay? It was number 1 last week. Okay? And let's go back a week. That only pulled $37 million in its release week. Okay? But let's take that back another week for John Wick. John Wick only pulled $73 million. Okay? And you go back another week to Shazam, and that only pulled $30 million. Come on, man. I mean, let's be realistic with this. Mario is a powerhouse. Mario was a banging in the box office moneymaker just by this alone. Just by the money it pulled alone. Okay? Now, I'm going to say this. And you notice I'm drinking the twisted tea as I'm doing this. Because this is going to be something. John Leguizamo, prior to the movie coming out, was blasting the Super Mario movie. He had issues with the Super Mario movie. Okay? John Leguizamo starred in the original live action Super Mario movie. Notice I said live action, where he played Luigi. So let me get this. He was criticizing an animated feature. Oh man, am I like fuzzy, or is that me? Hold on, let me. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh man. Okay. There we go. Get the focus in. So he was criticizing the movie because there was a lack of diversity. We're talking video game characters now. Traditionally, these are two Italian dudes in the video game with a princess named Peach, okay, Caucasian, all right, and a bunch of fairy tale characters, Koopas, Toads, turtles, and he said there was a lack of diversity. Now, we look at the voice cast for Super Mario, and it was, I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and let's be realistic. The Super Mario Brothers movie. Let's talk about the cast. The cast had Chris Pratt, okay, Anna Joy Taylor as Princess Peach, okay, Jack Black played Bowser, Charlie Day played Luigi, but then you had Keegan-Michael Key, the brother, okay? You had Kevin Michael Richardson in there. You had Carrie Payton. These are three brothers now. So, just because you got Seth Rogen, okay, I get that, What was the issue about diversity? Did we have to create like a black character or something, or a Spanish character? I mean, I'm just saying, but it's all good. It's all good. I'm gonna throw it. This video game characters. In all honesty, they were made by the Japanese. You notice that's why I wore the shirt. Okay. But let's be realistic here. Let's be realistic. Come on, man. I think John Leguizamo was just pissed because they ain't come to him for a cameo or something. That's just me. And, and I'm going to agree with Josh and 99% of the world. The live action original Super Mario was trash. Let's say it all together with me now, everybody. It was trash. That's right. It was straight garbage. That's right. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say this. I'm going to go ahead and put this. I took the wife, two oldest grandkids, and myself went to go see this film. Yo. Let's throw this out again. Yo. I ain't going to lie. I enjoyed it. Super Mario Brothers was fire. It earned every bit of that 100, and let's say it again, $146,360,000. It earned every last little nickel of it, in my humble opinion. Mm, it was good. It was good. Now, you can say I'm comparing apples to oranges with live action versus cartoons. Now, here goes the thing. I feel we can, because it was both big screen movie stuff. And when we go ahead and say this, John Leguizamo made the thing to say, oh, it's a lack of diversity. He's talking about the visual representation. He was not talking about the actors. He wasn't talking about who was cast in the movie. He was talking about what was drawn on the screen. Now, the original movie, yeah, I get it. It was more ethnically diverse. But even though I don't remember seeing any brothers in that original one, so it wasn't that damn diverse. But here goes the key with that. When you're doing a video game movie, when you're doing a cartoon or comic book based movie, there's limitations that has to happen. Limitations. And there's limitations on both ends. Who are we casting? What are we going to make these characters look like? Are we going to get these characters looking like their video game counterparts, or are we just going to go ahead and do this? That's when you're talking live action. Okay? Now, when you're talking live action, who has done live action pretty damn good? Disney. Okay? I always end up bringing it back to Disney. Okay? Because Disney, with the MCU, they did a pretty damn job translating comic book, cartoon to screen. It was good. Okay? It wasn't perfect by no means, and people were pissed with some of the ethnicity changes, but I get that when you're doing a live action film. Now, we're doing a cartoon. We're doing a cartoon based off of a video game. All right? An iconic video game at that. All right? Mario is no joke. Mario, he'll always be Italian. He'll always be short. And he'll always have a jacked up accent. It's a Mario. He will always have that. Okay? Bottom freaking line. All right? I mean, it is what it is. Last of Us, they did that. Yes. Talk about it. Talk about it. Last of Us on HBO did their thing. Sony put their foot in that. It's just like when your grandmama cooking and grandmama cooking and you be like, oh my God, grandma, the food's so good. That's because grandma put a foot in it. All right? They did that with Last of Us. They did that. And you have a great storyline. Now, some video games, they kind of went up and down. I liked a lot of the Resident Evil movies. Don't get it twisted. Resident Evil was pretty good to me till they just went full. They went full. We gonna get your money on a lot of that, but it still is what it is. Then you got crappy superhero films, real crappy ones, like Up, Street Fighter. Oh, the original Mortal Kombat movie was it was good, but it was kind of suspect. Mortal Kombat has its moments. We ain't even gonna bring DC Universe up into it. If you ain't talking Christian Bale's Batman or Christopher Reeve's Superman, don't talk to me. That's how I feel. And for you Zack Snyder fans, I like The Watchmen. The Watchmen was on fire to me. I mean, so it is what it is. So you could translate some stuff back and forth. 300 was fire to me. But you could do some things. You could fix a few different things. But back to the Super Mario Brothers movie. So I'm not going to spoil it because this is a movie I'm going to encourage everybody to go see. I know you get better ratings when you say something sucks ass. Pardon me, I'm not supposed to be talking about that right now. You get better ratings on YouTube videos. You get more views when you tell people they suck. Okay, it sucks. This movie was 100% garbage. No, I can't say that about the Super Mario Brothers movie. That joint had me laughing from the giddy. The giddy up. I'm just going to say it like that. Okay, that was a funny flick. It was no joke with the funny ha ha. Now, let's talk a little bit. Let's talk a little bit more about the Super Mario film. Now, what's the best way for me to go ahead and put it up with the Super Mario film? Storyline. Basic storyline. You've seen it in the trailer when you had the penguins and Koopa. I'm not spoiling anything with that. Big King Koopa is trying to take over. But the reasons behind his takeover are a little bit different than what you may be led to believe watching the trailers. That is what it is. It is what it is. Okay? Now, here's the deal. Things to watch out for. There's a ton of Easter eggs in this movie. There were some great Easter eggs with other great old school 8-bit Nintendo games. I don't want to spoil a lot, but Glass Joe is in the movie. If you know Glass Joe, then you know it. You know what I'm talking about. It was cool. And yes, just like the video game, King Koopa was obsessed with Princess Peach. But it was, the way that they approached this and the way and the computer generated animation, I am going to sit there. I felt like I was playing the game on a next gen system, sitting there watching it. Now, a lot of people had issues with Chris Pratt being Mario, and they addressed that with the "it's a Mario" part. And I know I said that a lot during this video so far, but it is what it is. It was pretty cool. The music, straight out the video game with a little funky twist to a lot of it, and a message wrapped into it, which was pretty good. And I was just sitting there looking at the various Mario games that they went through, but I will tell you from the bottom of my heart, this movie picked up when Donkey Kong showed up in the movie. That really, this could have been a Donkey Kong and Super Mario Brothers. Donkey Kong was my man in this movie. My man, on fire. I'm just saying. That's just how it is. Donkey Kong, when Donkey Kong entered the movie, it went from here to here. And it was hilarious. Seth Rogen, he put his foot into the voice acting for Donkey Kong. I give him that. All right. So, a couple of things that I've read on the internet that they didn't have, that they had an issue with this movie, and that was Princess Peach being as straightforward and powerful as she was in the movie. Get over it, people. It was pretty damn good. I kind of get it. It wasn't the, damn, she got captured again? It wasn't that type of movie like the original video game felt, because, you play the original video game, Princess is not in this castle. And that was part of a running joke in the movie. This was a good, wholesome movie. Check it out, folks. It was great. Now, what do I give this movie on the Going Full Nerd scale? We have not given out any 5s in 2023. Has not happened. It still ain't gonna happen. Yo, I'm gonna tell you, this movie is good, but it's far from perfect. There are a lot of kind of dead points in the beginning that I felt like I tried to keep up with it, and it was like, Then Donkey Kong arrived. It was like, okay, oh yeah, funny. Donkey Kong, I'm in this for the rest of the movie. Not a very long movie, honestly. Not a very long. Obviously, perfect for kids. It was only 1 hour and 32 minutes. Not too bad. All right? So, what does Going Full Nerd, your boy Onyx, give the Super Mario Brothers movie? Well, if the original Super Mario Brothers movie was on a negative scale, this is fully up on the positive, And yes, it gets a 4 out of 5 on the Going Full Nerd scale. Not perfect, but pretty damn good. And I will say, there are 2 after credit scenes. One which is pretty funny, part of a running joke. And I'm about tired of my grandkids doing that part. And if you see the movie, you'll know. And the second part, it introduces a fan favorite. And I'm not going to go ahead and say that who it is, but it's somebody that Mario rides around on. Okay, and I'll just leave it at that. But it was pretty damn good, folks. Worth every penny that I paid at my premium theater to go see it. Now, I'm not giving it, matter of fact, I'm going to give them a shout out. Maybe they'll give me a deal one day. Hey, Alamo Drafthouse Cinemas. They show cool stuff before the movie and they take stuff from YouTube channels. So, hey, Alamo, let me know, people. I'll give some promos, do some promos. I'm cheap. Cheap. Anyway. Oh, so what's coming up next? What are the next movies we're going to... So obviously I'm going to give you the Dungeons & Dragons review because I'm going to talk a little bit about Dungeons & Dragons in this own video. Other little things that I got to get you to understand. We're going to be doing some changes. And those changes, I hate to do it, but we may not be broadcasting Sundays at 6 p.m. And the only reason why I say this is because I'm coaching NFL flag football with my grandson, and I'll be honest with you, the games are going to happen late on Sunday afternoons, meaning I don't want to come here stinky, smelly, sweaty, and jumping on front of a camera, so we may change the live dates just for a little while until the beginning of the summer to Saturdays. We may push it to a Monday night, depending on my job. More likely, no, it shouldn't need to be a Saturday. Dang it! I just thought about that. It has to be a Saturday. Anyway, more to come, more on the time, but it doesn't stop anything. You'll always be able to catch the audio podcast on the rebound. And that's all I got for you this week, guys. Check out the Super Mario Brothers movie. Worth it. Happy Easter. I know eggs is like $8 a dozen. You don't need to color them. Things are like gold. It is what it is. I'm inexpensive, not cheap. I have coffee. That's it. You know what? That's true. But when I drink, the stuff I drink, I'm cheap. This is cheap. If you can buy it in a gas station for $1.50 and put it in a brown bag, it's cheap. Anyway. Hey, everybody, thanks a lot. As always, if you can't say something nice to somebody, don't say anything at all. I fixed the audio sound, so let's go ahead and hit the funky outro music. And I wish Donkey Kong would get his own movie. But if you do it, it has to be slamming. Slamming. All right, y'all. Peace, y'all. And I'm out of here. Let's get the funky Super Mario music going. And you know what? I'm going to play the shameless plug again since it was too loud in the beginning. No, I'm not. Peace, y'all. I'm out of here. Okay. Okay, so hopefully the audio is not overwhelming. So what's happening? We're at the end of the video. We're at the end of the audio. I might have to come off this shirt. Okay, let me tell you about these shirts. And I probably should do a whole video on the t-shirts I get. Here's the deal. These shirts, I find them in random ass places. I found this online for like $7 on a website called Shein. Shein. Yeah, it Chinese bootleg stuff, man. Real cheap. You get it in like 2-3 weeks, but it is what it is. And I try to find unique stuff. The hats. Hey, thanks to Spencer's Gifts for all the funky hats. lids for the funky hats. Thanks to iBuyDirect for the glasses. Yes. Yes. Super Mario, y'all. Anyway, if you made it this far in the video, there's probably a subscribe button up here if you're watching the replay, and some cool ass videos to watch on the side, on this side. Anyway, it's all good. Peace, y'all. I'm out.